Hi guys, I'm so happy to be teaching you again today. Today we're going to be talking more about MyPlate. Remember, MyPlate is a healthy eating tool to help us think about the foods that we're putting into our bodies. Today I have a lunch with me. This is something I usually eat for lunch. I want to see if you can help me dissect this lunch and see what food groups I have and perhaps am missing. First on my plate, I have some grapes. Any guesses what group this would belong in? Remember, my plate has 5 food groups. We have fruits, vegetables, protein, grains, and dairy. Where do you think grapes belong? In the fruit group. Very good. Next, we have a piece of bread. Usually sandwiches have 1 or 2 pieces of bread. Where do you think this belongs? The grain group is correct. Next, we have a few pieces of lettuce. Where do you think the lettuce belongs? Vegetable group is right. Green vegetable group, we have lettuce, grapes, and we have bread for our grain. Next, I have some lunch meat. Some turkey. Where would this belong? Do you think this is a dairy food or a protein food? Protein is right. And last but not least, our dairy group. We have a piece of bread and a piece of cheese. And the cheese belongs in our dairy group. And I have a second piece of bread for the end of my sandwich. As you can see, this lunch was a MyPlate happy meal. We had all of our food groups in this sandwich. And this would give my body lots of nutrients and lots of vitamins and energy for recess and for the rest of the day. Sometimes our food might be separated into different sections, like on my plate, and sometimes it may be combined all together, like in a sandwich or a hamburger or pasta. Sometimes our food groups are touching and on top of each other, and sometimes they are separated. It sometimes takes more time to think about the different food groups and to imagine if they are in your plate or if they are not. This was a MyPlate great lunch, and hopefully your lunch was something similar to this. Today we're going to be talking about one of these specific food groups, and it is the fruit group. So grapes was my fruit in this lunch. We will be talking more about fruit today. But first, let's begin with a science experiment. Science is one of my favorite subjects. This will be a great experiment we will use using fruit juice. Now I have with me some apple and grape juice. You'll notice up at the top it says 100% fruit juice. This means that all the juice in this container comes from a fruit. There is no added sugar into this juice. When you are drinking fruit juice, and this can be a great way you can get fruit into your body, but we always want to be looking for this 100% juice sign at the front of the container. This tells us that we're getting all the nutrients and fiber and natural sugar rather than added sugar, which we'll talk about later in our lesson today. Let's get started with this experiment. Today we're going to be making juice noodles. Have you ever thought of making noodles out of juice? Well, today we're going to be using grape apple juice, and we're going to mix it with something called sodium alginate. And this is going to make the juice turn into a gel, and we'll be able to form noodles with this. So to begin, we're going to use 1 cup of apple grape juice. Now remember, this is 100% apple grape juice, which means no added sugar. We'll add 1 cup to our bowl. Just like this. And we will add 1 teaspoon of this sodium alginate powder. It's just a white powder, and you can get this on Amazon or at some grocery stores. We'll sprinkle that in. And now you can use a blender or any type of mixer to mix these two things together. And I have an emulsion blender. This is similar to a blender. It's just going to mix it up to make it nice and smooth. It's going to have lots and lots of bubbles, and we're going to let it sit and rest for a little while so that those bubbles can settle and everything can mix together. And Easy enough. We'll let it sit and rest, and then we'll return and see what we have. You'll see our mixture we have here. It has been sitting, and most of the bubbles have gone away. Now I have some clean water right here. We're going to add some calcium chloride. This is just a type of salt that will help our juice noodles to hold their shape once we put them into this liquid. So I have a little syringe here. Maybe you use these when you have medicine at home when you're sick. And I'm going to fill my syringe with our juice noodle mixture. You see that? A little gel. And now I'm going to put it into this mixture and form our noodles. Do you see that? Noodles forming, 100% noodles, 100% fruit noodles. And then if you'd like, you can rinse them in clear water and they hold their shape. So cool, 100% juice noodles. You'll have to try this science experiment at home with your family. So cool. Pretty cool experiment, right? Who would have thought of 100% juice noodles? Very colorful and very tasty. Hopefully you will be able to taste this snack one time. Today, as we talk about fruit, keep in mind that fruit come in all sorts of sizes, shapes, textures, and colors. Now, all of these different colors is a good indicator of different vitamins. Vitamins are so healthy and important for your body. And different colors of vitamins come in different colors of fruits and vegetables. So if you're eating a lot of different colors of fruits, you're getting a lot of different kinds of vitamins. That's why we should always try to eat a rainbow of colors. This ensures that your body is getting all of the different vitamins that it needs to grow and develop properly and be healthy. Having lots of vitamins keeps your body from getting sick and developing certain types of chronic diseases. Chronic diseases are types of diseases that do not leave your body. You may be thinking of maybe a flu or a cold. These sicknesses come and your body is able to pass through them and recover. Chronic diseases, however, are not so lucky. Chronic diseases develop in your body and they can last an entire lifetime. How do you prevent yourself from getting these awful illnesses? Eating fruits and vegetables. That is a great and simple way that you can keep your body healthy and strong. Now, not only does fruit have a lot of vitamins, it also has another component that is very healthy for your body. It is something that every living thing needs to survive. Any guesses what I might be thinking of? It starts with a W. Water. Fruit has a lot of water in it, so it gives your body hydration and vitamins and nutrients. It is such a healthy food group, which is why my plate suggests that you eat half of your plate with fruits and vegetables for each and every meal. This is a great way to protect your body and get some hydration. One thing I think of when I think of hydrating fruit is watermelon. It has a lot of water in it. Did you know watermelon is almost all the way comprised of water? Wow, no wonder why it is called watermelon. I'm going to introduce you to one of my friends. His name is Captain Create. He has some great ideas for how you can hydrate your body and get nutrients from fruit as well. Let's meet Captain Create.
Hello, creative cooks. Captain Create here. Have you ever gotten bored of drinking water and so you drink sugar-sweetened beverages instead? Well, two things. First, drinking too many sugar-sweetened beverages can be bad for you. And second, water doesn't need to be boring at all. Let me prove it to you with some delicious infused water recipes.
Infused water? What's that?
Great question. Infused water is like water with a twist. Infusing water is when you add things like fruit, vegetables, herbs, and spices, and kind of whatever you want to the water. It's like making your own homemade flavored water.
I love flavored water.
Can't you just imagine the possibilities? Better yet, it's super easy to make, and almost all recipes follow the same basic steps. First, add your water to a large glass or even a pitcher. For most recipes, you want to slice the ingredients so they can add more flavor. Then add any extra herbs or spices. Let it all sit in the water for a while, usually in the fridge for a few hours, overnight or longer, just whatever tastes good. Almost all the ingredients will add their flavor to the water the entire time that they're soaking, so feel free to try the water occasionally to make sure it still tastes good. If the flavor does become too strong, you can pull the ingredients out. You can even eat them, but they probably won't have much flavor left. You can make infused water with whatever ingredients you have on hand. Fresh ingredients will always be better. So let's see what we got. We have blueberries, lemon. Rosemary sounds really good. I won't need to slice the blueberries because they're pretty small as is, but I will definitely need to slice the lemon. You can leave the rind on for the lemon, or you can take it off. Now just add it all to the water. And now we'll let it sit. Once it's been long enough, it's ready to drink. Serve it with ice or not and enjoy it for up to a week. Woo, that's both refreshing and exciting. So what creative infused water recipes will you come up with? Find some tried and true recipes in the links below and never be bored of water again. Don't forget to subscribe to Captain Create.
Didn't that look delicious? Have you ever tried making fruit infused water at your house? Just this past weekend, I tried this recipe with my family. We tried strawberries and lemon in water, and it was so delicious. At first, my kids didn't think it had much flavor, but as we let it sit, it developed more flavor, and the fruit leached into the water, and it had a lot of great, delicious flavor. We even tried letting it sit overnight, and in the morning it had maybe a little too much flavor. We added more water and ice to mellow out the flavor, and it was delicious. Hopefully you can try fruit infused water with your family. There are so many different combinations you can create. You can use different fruits, even vegetables and herbs to give your flavor a punch factor, to give it lots of flavor and taste better than just, well, plain water. So fruit infused water is one way we can increase our fruit intake for the day. Let's think of some other ways. I have a whiteboard with me. I'm going to draw some clues and see if you can guess another way that we can get more fruit into our bodies. All right, here is one clue. I have a cup and I have maybe some blueberries and I have a mixer. Any guesses what I could maybe make with maybe a liquid, some blueberries and a mixer? Maybe a smoothie. A blueberry smoothie is one of my favorite things to have for breakfast. Smoothies are a great way. You can eat your fruit and you can even get some dairy if you use some milk. It's a great snack and a great breakfast. Hopefully you like making smoothies with your family. Here's another one I'm thinking of. I have a cupcake and some strawberries. What do you think I could make with this? Maybe strawberry shortcake? Did you know fruit can also be a dessert? I love having strawberries and berries and even fresh peaches on ice cream or in puddings, on cakes, even in muffins, like blueberry muffins. Another great way that you can get more fruit into your body. And I'm thinking of one more way that I can get more fruit. How about, I have two clues here. Let's see if you can guess. A piece of bread and a banana. What am I thinking of? Banana bread. Maybe you like banana bread. I also like zucchini bread and lots of other different kinds of bread that incorporate fruits and vegetables, which give us lots more vitamins. Hopefully you have some favorite ways to get fruit in your body every day. Now, too much fruit isn't good for us. Not enough fruit, also not good for us. So what does this mean? Learning how much fruit you should have each day is a great way to ensure your body is getting the right amount of fruit. If you think of a time when maybe you had too much fruit, Did your body tell you? Think about in the summer when you pick lots of cherries from a cherry tree. You eat lots of cherries and what happens? Stomachache and diarrhea. That is your body telling you it's had too much fruit. Did you know your body can give you clues to tell you when too much is too much? Now, a good way to know how much fruit you should be having is by making this symbol. Can you show me one finger and a thumb? This is how I remember 1.5, since a thumb is kind of half a finger. 1.5 cups a day is how much fruit we should have a day. I remember this symbol by thinking of picking something. When I was a little girl, my dad had a huge garden and he would grow lots of fruits and lots of vegetables. And one of these fruits he would grow was grapes. Did you know grapes grow on a vine? They would grow up the fence and we would pick the grapes with our thumb and our finger. That's how I remember 1.5 cups. Now maybe when you're at your house, you can try measuring 1.5 cups. 1.5 cups looks a lot like this. And if you're baking with your mom or grandma or friend, you're familiar with measuring cups. Now you probably don't always have measuring cups with you, like when you go to school or maybe to a restaurant. This is one way I like to remember and a symbol I'm sure you're all familiar with. A baseball. Did you know a baseball is about the size of 1 cup? Pretty close, right? Now, when I'm at a restaurant or at a friend's house, I don't always know how much 1 cup is when I'm thinking of how much fruit I should have. But I do know how much 1 baseball looks and feels like. When I'm looking for an orange or an apple, if I think about the size of a baseball, I know I'm getting 1 cup. It is so easy to get 1.5 cups of fruit a day. So easy. That's like eating 1 apple and a half of an apple. Or if we're eating variety like we are supposed to, we could eat 1 apple and maybe some grapes or some strawberries or blueberries to equal half a cup or half of a baseball. This is also a great way when you're looking at fruit because fruit can come in all shapes and sizes, like oranges, for example. Oranges can be large, about the size of a baseball. They can also be small. Have you ever tried cuties or mandarin oranges? Those are much smaller. So when I'm eating a mandarin orange, I sometimes will eat maybe 2, maybe 3 if they're small enough. Remember, we're trying to get the size of a baseball. This can also be true with strawberries. Strawberries can be really little and they can also be really big. If you're eating big strawberries, imagine how many would maybe fit in a baseball. If they're smaller, you'll eat a lot more to fit your baseball size portion. Remember, eating the right amount of fruit can make your body very healthy and very strong. And we should try to eat lots of different colors to get lots of different vitamins. Getting enough fruits and vegetables into your body can prevent your body from getting sick, make it heal faster, and keep you from getting chronic diseases. We want to avoid chronic diseases as much as we can, and we can do this by simply eating fruits and vegetables. You could get all of your fruits and some vegetables in a smoothie, or maybe a snack or a lunch. Remember, 1.5 cups is all it takes to give your body the nutrients and the vitamins that it needs to be healthy for that day. Every day you can eat different colors, different textures, different types of fruits, and 100% fruit juice to keep your body healthy and strong. Up next, we're going to be practicing making a colorful, healthy snack. Let's make this recipe and hopefully you can try this with your family. Today for our recipe, we'll be making homemade fruit salad. Maybe you've made fruit salad before. Today we'll be using different colored fruits. When we eat fruits and vegetables, we should try to eat a rainbow of colors. Each fruit and vegetable color has different vitamins. If you're eating lots of different colors of fruits, you're getting lots of different vitamins. If you only decided to eat red fruits, that would be so boring, but you'd also only be getting the vitamins that one red fruit had. Today we'll be using 3 different colors of fruits. We'll be using purple grapes, red raspberries, and green apples. Now for this recipe, you can use any fruit. You could use orange slices, you could use blueberries, pineapple, bananas, blackberries, any kind of fruit will work for this recipe. You could even try using canned fruit or frozen fruit. If you choose to use frozen fruit, let it sit on the counter for a few minutes so that it can get soft and not be so hard. It might be tasty to have some frozen blueberry bites in your fruit salad. Today, we will be using some purple grapes. I already sliced most of these in half to make them easier to eat. You're welcome to leave them full or cut them in half. It's totally up to you. I love recipes like these because you can be creative and use your mind to do it any way you choose. So if I'd like to cut my grapes in half, I simply take the grapes off the vine and use a knife with your parents' help. Even a butter knife works for most of these fruits. And I'm going to slice it right in half. One thing I like to see when I do this is to look inside the fruit. Usually when you eat a grape, you just eat it whole. You don't get to see how beautiful the inside of a fruit is. The inside of a grape has lots of seeds, little tiny seeds, and it's very shiny on the inside, almost clear on the middle. You'll have to try this at home and see for yourself. I'm going to put a couple of spoonfuls of sliced grapes in my bowl. Now again, you can do as many grapes, as few of grapes, or as many of whatever fruit you choose. Next, I'm going to add some raspberries. Now, if you have big raspberries, you're welcome to cut these in half also. But my raspberries are pretty bite-sized, so I'm going to use them in their whole form. Maybe a couple more. How's it looking so far? Purple grapes, red raspberries. Next, apples. I sliced my little green apples into these little cubes. These will be really easy to bite. You can slice your apple in half, slice them into slices, and then use your knife carefully to cut your apple into little cubes. If you have too big of apples, it might be a little bit hard to chew. I'm gonna put a few sprinkles of apple cubes into my bowl. How's it looking? Very colorful, right? Remember, lots of colors means lots of vitamins. Now for our sauce that goes on the fruit salad, I'm going to be using yogurt. Now you can use any flavor of yogurt here. It's all up to your imagination. Peach yogurt, vanilla yogurt, plain yogurt. Today I'll be using strawberry yogurt. I told you earlier that strawberry was one of my favorite fruits, so I chose strawberry yogurt. We'll do a few spoonfuls into my bowl and then mix it right up. Super easy, right? You could try making this for your whole family for a dinner. You would need a larger bowl and probably a couple containers of yogurt. But one container of yogurt is perfect for 1 to 2 people. I used about half of my container of yogurt and I was able to make this whole bowl of fruit salad. Lots of different colors, lots of different vitamins. Let's take a taste. So delicious. That yogurt makes it so creamy and adds a lot of vitamins and a lot of smooth texture. It's delicious. Got an apple in that bite. It's kind of exciting to see what fruit you'll get in your bites. Hopefully you try this recipe at home. Eating healthy is so important to do with your family and friends. Practice making healthy choices together. Up next, we'll be playing outside with the PE teacher, getting exercise for your body to stay strong and healthy. Let's learn about this exercise. Today, for your outdoor activity, we will be playing Fruit Basket. Maybe you've played this game before. I played this game when I was in elementary, and it was one of my favorite PE activities. How you will play? You will go outside and sit in a circle. Each person will be given a small circle to sit on. This represents their seat. One person stands in the middle. This person does not have a seat. Each person will be given by the PE teacher a fruit. Apples, bananas, oranges, strawberries, apples, banana, oranges, strawberries, and so on. The person who stands in the center of the circle will call out one of these fruits. They can also be tricky by throwing out other clues like seeds on the outside, seeds in the middle, these kinds of clues. If your fruit meets that criteria, you will stand up and swap seats with someone who has also that same fruit. The caller's trying to steal someone's seat. This is kind of like musical chairs. The person that is left standing is then in the center and gets to call the next fruit. Have so much fun. Teach your family about eating healthy, making fruit choices of lots of different colors, and I will see you next time in the classroom. Goodbye.